Hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I am a remote online notary, and today what I wanted to talk about is how to cut down on your notarization time for remote online notarization. So, what I used to run into all the time is that my clients not exactly know what they were doing for these notarizations, and it took me a long time to kind of realize that I needed to be more proactive in explaining the whole entire process so that way they knew what was going on and are not kind of confused. Some of them thought that we were doing like a Zoom link or a WhatsApp. So this kind of clarifies everything, but then it's also automated so that way you do not have to spend as much time in your business. They still get a clear picture of what is going on. And then you also give them options. So if they are still confused about it, that you can be reached immediately. So we are going to go on Calendly. So Calendly is the scheduling app that I use. You can do it other ways, but this is just the easiest way for me because I use Calendly for pretty much everything. And I have not found a better software yet. So my workflows. So this is for the paid version. You can set it up on the back end on Gmail or something else, but this is just the easiest way for me. So through workflows on Calendly, for when you do your notarization events, I have set it up so that there is a workflow that once my signers for these notarizations have booked an event, it sends out this email. So I kind of want to go over it a little bit for you. It will go over that there is a reminder. Now you can choose different templates, but this is just what works for me. It has a reminder, but then it also gives a little bit of a detailed explanation. So I have it where they can do a tutorial on how everything works, a step-by-step guide on how to get signed in, all of the things that they would need for their notarization, and then also a different form of a bunch of different ways to contact me in case they have any questions. So I'm going to show you where that is, but honestly, this step has helped me for the notarization time where it cuts down on pretty much any of the questions that they might have, with the exception of adding that they need the wiring instructions because that sometimes gets missed regardless. So I would probably recommend to set up an extra workflow just as a reminder. I can show you how to do too. So, okay, this whole thing is an email to invitee, and that is found. Let me show you. Okay, so that is found over in workflows. And then you can check and see all of these different things. I really do think that workflows are needed within your business just so that it cuts down on no-shows. It explains the process. It will do a text reminder to both you and the invitees. And then it also sends a reminder text. And then you can follow it up with a thank you email to your signers with a Google My Business review or wherever you want to collect your reviews from. So I'm going to show you the way to kind of do that is email reminder to invitees. This happens an hour beforehand. You can always add more workflows depending on what it is that you want to do. So like, let's say a day before or an hour before you want to send out an email that says like, hey, don't forget your wiring instructions, you can go ahead and add that. But otherwise, I'm going to show you how to edit the email. So go over here and go to edit. And then it gives you a bunch of different options as far as the things that you want it to apply to, the workflow name, when this is happening. But then the thing that we care about is right here where it says edit. And then this is where you would change all of the information or add that in. So that has been a game changer. I 100% think that if you are not doing a pre-signing introduction checklist and sign-on tutorial, I'll show you, give me 1 second. I'll show you my tutorial as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's a little bit of an inception, but I basically did a walkthrough of the most common platform that I use. That will show you how to sign on as the signer. So if they get caught up, they can go ahead and refer back to this, and then also a sign-on guide. So if you're using multiple platforms, just make sure that you kind of keep that in mind, because if you send it for like platform number 1, but really you send an invitation from platform number 2, you can get confused. So just kind of keep that in mind and maybe don't add that to a workflow, and just kind of, you're going to have to do that step by step. But if there's a specific platform that you primarily use all the time, I would go ahead and just load that into Calendly and kind of take that work out, and then add in your call to action that you can contact me at this in case you still get in case you still have questions. The other thing that I think is important is that you do another call to action within that email to get signed on 10 minutes earlier. And that kind of goes over anything that, like, let's say they get stuck at a certain process, you can get that troubleshooted in case they are 10 minutes out, and then that way it doesn't impact the rest of your schedule. And then also, if you have a witness, you're also being respectful of their time. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and follow along for more tips and tutorials. Thank you.